Hey fellas, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to create a main menu UI screen in Mini Micro. So here is my Mini Micro. I have customized my Mini Micro. If you are opening Mini Micro for the first time, it may look like something like this. But my Mini Micro is customized, so it would look like this. So currently, I have all this stuff in my directory. Ignore this is of our work. Ignore this too. Ignore this too. This is of our work and ignore this too. So the projects folder would have our code, all the code. This is the game for which we are going to make main menu for, which I made in the previous tutorial, which you can check out. I am just going to play the game. So run, click slash asap.ms. So here is our game which we made in the last video. And in this video, we are going to make a simple main menu screen for this game. So here is our directory first of all. And then if I show you what I have in my default directory. So for today, we need this play png, which is our play button, this sky, and this logo of our game. These assets are not made by me. These are made by someone in Discord. So thanks for giving them. And this is just the background you saw in the starting of the video. So let's create a new script here. So I'll clear it, and then we can create a new script. So edit, and here is up. Sorry. So we can just first of all reboot, and then we can go to edit, or first I guess we should go to the projects folder and then edit. So here is our mini macro. If you don't have themes in mini macro, it would look like something like white is, but I do have themes in mini macro, so it's like dark mode for me. And if you want tutorial on how to set up themes, I would make tutorial for that too. So let's start coding. So first of all, we need to decide what things we need. First of all, we need a background. Then we need a logo sprite, and then we need our button. So for background, we are going to use the command gfx dot draw image file dot load image, and then the path of our image. So first of all, I'm going to save the file as main menu.ms in my projects directory. I'm going to run it and nothing would happen. But if I go here and type find file, go in my defaults and sky.png, select it. Here is the path of our file which I'm going to copy, edit, and paste here. And it would get this here, but I guess this png which I am using is not 960 by 640, so it's not displaying correctly on to the screen. So to resolve that, we have to create our bg as a new sprite. So I'm just going to say background image, or we can just say bg img is equal to new sprite. Then I'm just going to print it here, paste it here, and image. Now we can just first of all set the x, the y, and the scale of our image, and then we can decide for our we can display it onto the our screen. So display 4, and I'm going to do another thing. I'm just going to save this, go here, this is the file which I'm going to delete for now, and then reboot my mini macro. Now why I'm doing, because your mini macro would look different than mine, so that's the only reason I'm doing, so you don't get confused. Projects, sorry. So we can just load our file which was in our projects directory, projects main menu.ms, edit. Now your mini macro would also look like this, like it's looking in my. So first of all, I will post my sprite BGIMG, and then decide its x and y factor. So I guess x, the best way to decide these are just by doing maths. And at last, when you get the perfect, you can just print them out. So like this, and I guess size is okay. So I guess we don't need size. So just say to 640 and too many arguments. There is an error somewhere here. So I'm just going to go for this, and I found the error. I haven't added the is equal to mark here. bg.imd. Hmm. So here is a, we need scale to be a bit bigger. So I'm just going here. You can do this all in one line too. So I'm just going here, and this would be in one line. So I'm just going for scale 1.3, and yes, the scale is perfect. Now, next thing we want to do is display a logo right here. So if I do this, so I want my logo to be here, and then play button to be here, or we can go for logo to be here, and that's to be logo to be here, and play button to be here. So first of all, I'm going to find file and get the path of my logo png, copy it, add it, and then just pause. Now paste it here, do this, copy the logo, and paste it everywhere, and then copy the path and paste it here too. So our logo sprite should now display on the screen if I have done things correctly, and looks like I haven't. And the issue I'm seeing here is either the sprite is too small to display because Minimatro isn't pushing any errors, or there is anything else. So first of all, path is wrong. First issue, the path is wrong, and now this is here. So it's first of all too big. So I need it to be 0.8. Yes, it's okay. Now we want it to be somewhat here. So I guess I would push the y up by 100, and subtract this by somewhat 50. And yes, that's right. Now this maths look very not good for reading, because if you look in future you would get confused. So I say the better way to do this is just go here, print, then logo dot x, same for y, same for our bgimg dot x, and same for bgmgy. So 434 24 83 20, and maybe I forgot 430 420, and I guess I forgot 434 24 18 320. So 480 here and 320 here. So now everything is okay. So we can proceed with making our spray button. And I guess that's just too small. Yes, now it's okay. So by button, what do you mean by a button? A button is just a sprite with collision detection for mouse. So for example, if let's say, so not this, for instance, just take this logo is my button. So if I do this, let's say this logo is my button, play button, and this is my mouse which I am holding. So the three events which mainly happen for a button are first of all hover, hover up, hover down, and hover pressed. So when I hover over the sprite, I'm hovering. When I'm clicking, I'm clicking. Like if I say here, main events are first of all hover up, hover down, and click. There are other events too that are used like another event is initial. I mean, then when you add initial in this list, it doesn't become an event, it becomes a state. And another is like the user has pressed it currently but haven't clicked. Have clicked. Like, see, this is click when I do just I press my mouse one time, but when I press and hold the mouse, it's called pressed. So there are many events, but for today, we only need these three. Initial is already there, so we don't need. Now, what is hover? By hover, we mean that mouse is colliding with the, sorry, it's for this. Mouse is colliding with the sprite. Mouse is not colliding with the sprite, and mouse is colliding with the sprite, and primary, or let's say left click is pressed. So now let's add these functionalities. First, we just need sprite for our button. So again, just copy this and just paste it everywhere. We need y to be bit of, I guess, 300 minus, or let's say just 100. We need scale to be, I assume, 1.2. And then this path should be done as play. And I guess we did something wrong in line number 15. So, oh, so this is our play button. First of all, this is too big. So I guess 0.8 was the correct one. And this is 480, as same as the BGIME. Yes, now it's in the center. And now I think we need this to be more. Okay. Then we need to do some changes in X and Y axis. If I see it appears a bit in this direction, I want it to be in perfect center. So one thing I'm going to do is set this again to 480. Set this to normal, and I need 80 minus there, minus 20. Yes, now it's the perfect. So we need 100. So 380. Now it's perfect. Now we need hover. First of all, we need hover functionality, hover down functionality, and clicking functionality. And for all this, we need collision for our mouse. Sorry, button sprite. So then for collision in Minimacro, we use bounds. So we are first of all just going to copy this and then say local bounds is equals to new bounds, and just copy this, paste it here and here with saying HIGST height and width, and then we need this to be equal to the value of the height and width of our image. So I'm going to copy this dot image, and same for the below one, dot width. So if nothing, I have done nothing wrong, our bounds would be created normally. Now, as our collision setup, we can write our logic for all these things. So for this logic, first of all, we need to create a variable which would detect that the mouse was down or not was down. So it's by default false. But when we click when we first click and then unclick, it will turn to be true. Then we need a while loop here, so while true, and then we can first of all end this while and write our logic here. So what is the first thing we need? We need to detect hovering, and for this we can use first of all we need to create a new variable. So like is down, or I can say left slash button is equal to mouse dot button. So see, this is a boolean data type, but what is this data type? If I have added these, then it would be string, but this isn't string data type, it's a method. So the mouse dot button first of all has three buttons, zero which are primary, secondary. So left click, right click, and middle click. And when left click or the click you assigned is pressed, it returns true, else it returns false. So you can say left button is also a boolean variable. Now we need to create a if statement here, that if our button dot contains mouse, then and if our button is containing the mouse, then what we need to do? So by this I mean when button is containing the mouse, meaning the boundary of the button has mouse over them, so it means we are hovering. For this we need to change the tint of our button sprite. So here is color picker somewhere here, as I remember. Mm, I saw it someday. Q Kono. So there used to be a color picker here. I forgot how you get that color picker. But using that color picker, we can decide what color we need to choose for our tint. So either we can go randomly, or you can use the color picker given somewhere here, which I forgot. Comment. Oh, here it is. So let's say we need a bit of alpha and gray side. There it is. Color dot gray. So we can just use color dot gray, insert, and now if I over, its color changes to gray. And or another thing I can do is go here, insert color. I need alpha to be bit less. Alpha stands for transparency, and insert. So this is better. And then mm, it changes the alpha with sprite to, I forgot. So we can just first of all delete this, and we can decide. mm, I guess this right color. Oh no, the right color is alpha to this, and somewhat this silver. I guess the silver is the right color, and where it inserted color dot silver. And yes, it's looking nice. Now we had added hover functionality, but we haven't added hover down functionality. That's why it's currently, oh no, run. It's currently in its initial state, but when I hover, it gets to hover state but doesn't exit back. For this, first of all, we need to end this if. No, we don't need to end this if. Instead, we need to do else button dot tint is equals to, I guess, color dot white would get it back to its initial state, and it's working nicely. So our hover functionality is done. Now we need clicking functionality. So hover up is done, hover down is done. Now we need clicking functionality. Before that, I I'm going to add here one more thing is down and yield. I am going to tell the logic of was down is equal to is down in just a second after we create the click loop. So we need another if statement here, which would have if is down. So I am saying if, oh sorry, I forgot that this I usually use is down. This is first time I'm using a different name for this type. So I'm typing if is down and not was down. Not was down. Then what we have to do? So it's basically saying if left mouse button is set to true, it means player is pressing, and player wasn't pressing. Then what we have to do? Then we have to do whatever we want to do. So first, currently we can just print like so, like print hello, or we can just print click, and it prints click whenever I click on it. But our main purpose is to run our game. To run our game, we need here run and the path of our game. So it's like this projects click slash asap dot ms. I guess the path may be, oh no, it's not wrong. So our game has run. So we can again go to edit, main menu dot ms. Oh, we are in now different directory, so clear. And then we need to again go here, but instead we can go for projects. Oh sorry, projects, and here is our code. So we have done this, and now I need to tell what's the logic behind was down is equal to left button. So when I am not pressing the left button, then the left button variable is false, and when I am not pressing, it means that it was not down previously. So I set it to true. So I set this to false too. So it's like a loop running here. If I remove this, it would run one thing again and again. So if I just comment down this, and instead of running something, I print something. So let's say E, then it would work like this. So it would depend on how long I have pressed. So, but as we know, we are not going to do that. But if you want to create a button that detects how long the user is pressing, then maybe you don't need was down. So our main menu screen is done. Now we can hover down, we can click, the game runs and we can play the game. So that's all for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Goodbye. And there would be another part of this main menu series where we are going to create a settings menu, which from where we can adjust the volume of the game and other things of the game. But currently our game doesn't have volume. So if you want a tutorial on how to set up volume and stuff, audio in Mini Micro, and another part of this main menu series, please comment down. That is for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and goodbye.